In this digital story, we will be learning about the purpose and the consequences of Thomas Paine's publication, Common Sense. Originally from England, Thomas Paine was a journalist based in Philadelphia at the time of the American Revolution. Paine published his 47-page pamphlet, Common Sense, on January 10th of 1776. Common Sense essentially argued in favor of American independence from Great Britain. In order to support his stance, Paine directly attacked the political, economic, and ideological obstacles in the colonist ways of achieving freedom. He insisted that British rule alone was responsible for many, if not all, of the issues they faced within their colonial society. Paine arrived at the idea that all of these issues could only be resolved by achieving independence from Great Britain. However, in order to achieve independence, Paine believed that the colonies had to act in unison. In other words, independence could only be achieved by one united American nation. Finally, Paine questioned the legitimacy of the king's rule and concluded his pamphlet by reminding the colonies of the suffering they had endured at the hands of the British. Thomas Paine's publication became immensely popular throughout the colonies, selling 123,000 copies in its first 3 months within a nation of only 3 million people. This alone made Common Sense the best-selling printed work by a single author in American history up to that time. Paine's work resonated with the American people, and his ideas regarding freedom and injustice continued to spread like wildfire. Even with his comprehensive ideas, Paine's Common Sense was written in relatively simple language so people from a variety of different backgrounds could read and understand his work. He often quoted the Bible in his reasoning, for even though he wasn't personally religious, he knew that his readers were. For this reason, many saw his arguments as true. Still, the most important part of Thomas Paine's Common Sense was the impact it had on those who read it. At the time of its publication, many colonists still considered themselves to be British citizens. In fact, Paine had originally published his work anonymously to avoid possible backlash. Even so, as many colonists found themselves torn in their loyalty to either Great Britain or the colonies, Common Sense served as the extra push many of them needed to take the steps towards independence. Despite the colonies already being at war with Great Britain, Thomas Paine's Common Sense ignited a newfound interest in independence amongst the common people within the colonies. People who previously had no say, or those who were unsure of their beliefs, were convinced that complete separation from Great Britain was the only acceptable course of action. That being said, Thomas Paine inspired the nation to take action against Great Britain, uniting people from all across the colonies. Without common sense, our world today could look vastly different. In summary, today we discuss the purpose of Thomas Paine's Common Sense and the consequences of this publication. Common Sense left a lasting impression on the hearts and minds of the colonists and continues to leave an impression even today, hundreds of years later.